We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring and Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure to tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things dining. So we are going to be hungry today with this episode, Doug.
Yes, we're talking about the Disney dining plan and its glorious return and how to use it.
It's back. It was gone for how
Ever.
long was it gone for? I had forgotten about it for a minute.
There's people with children that are old enough to use the dining plan that have not had the chance. Let that sink in. It's gone that long.
It has been a minute.
That kids were born without it and they never had the chance to go. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's kind of like the train. It disappeared for a while.
And now is a great time to go and a great time to use it. You know when the best time to go to Walt Disney World in 2024 is, Doug?
June 4th through the 7th, right? I think we check in on the 3rd, but we're going to have meetups for our rope drop trip that we're calling You Define Magical, a rope drop radio trip. It's going to be magical. Derek.
Yeah, we want you to come join us. So we are being able to get some rooms. And if you're looking to get a room, want to book with us, by us, you don't want to book with us. I'm not editing that out. You don't want to book in our room with us, but you want to be in a resort by us or resort there. You want to do some meetups. You want to tour on your own. You want to hang out with Doug and I. We would love to have you there. So Touring and Cruises, they have all the information, itinerary. You can find that in the show notes or just message us and we can put you in touch, but we would love to see you there.
Yes, we'll see you in June. We'll have different meetups every day, and it'll be lots of fun. But the You Define Magical, a rope drop radio trip, and more about the Defining Magical later on.
Yes, and we will be doing a Star Wars meetup. I've actually told a few people that's Derek's meetup.
One night will be a Star Wars meetup. Yes.
Star Wars meetup. Yes. Will there be lightsabers? Who knows? Anyway, if you want to support the show, and I know we might have a couple Patreons joining us, you can join the Patreon community. We have one new member this week, Mitchem Mill.
Yeah, kind of a username, not a name.
Yeah, not named this time. So thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community, getting the bonus shows, the after shows. We have a lot of great content on there. Today, we're going to be going in depth with some of our favorite meals with the dining plan.
Yes.
Maybe they might not be the best use of a dining plan credit, but we like them.
Oh.
So that is what we're going to be going into in today's after show.
Yeah, deeper into the dining plan in the after show. So another way to support the show is to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you leave a 5-star review, we will read it on air eventually. However, Derek, today, and just today, we're reading the newest review.
It's a good one.
This one is titled Most Magical Podcast. You Define Magical. That's where the name of our trip came from. Thank you. I stole it right from you. And this is by this username. Let me warm up the vocal cords. Crystal Easy to Pronounce Miller. That's the username. All one thing. Thank you.
Love it.
Miller. All right. Here it is. Sit back, relax, grab a drink. It's going to be a minute. All right. I came for the tips and stayed for the entertainment. My life is essentially a never-ending string of plans to visit and revisit Disney parks. So Derek and Doug's witty adventures and down-to-earth expertise are always relevant. I thought I was a Disney pro before, but thanks to these guys, all my rope dropping and trumpet squid dreams were brought to life when my nephew got to be first in line at Magic Kingdom last spring break. I told myself I had to listen to every single episode before I leave a review and become a patron. And boy, the road was longer than the line for the women's bathroom after Festival of the Lion King. Listening to the podcast backwards was like riding Carousel of Progress in reverse. I admittedly expected the COVID episodes to be like Living with the Land, but these Disney dads did great at soaring over the empty TP shelves and mass hysteria. It was fun hearing how much Derek and Doug's opinions of Be Our Guest and the many resorts have evolved over the years, and I feel like I grew up or down with their kids. If there is one constant, it is their love for riding Buzz and eating at Ohana. And no matter what they say, those first 40 episodes are worth the magic carpet ride. I then proceeded to listen to Rope Drop on Deck in chronological order, and I found myself confused after being so used to knowing nothing about the past while in the present, much like someone who's never ridden Spaceship Earth. Now I'm a patron. I find Derek and Doug's ramblings such much like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tower of Terror, surprisingly enjoyable for an adult, and I only wish they were longer. And now for the lightning round. Insert Clash of Thunder. Favorite episode, editor with a contagious laugh and admirable passion for videography, Star Wars, and all things Disney, Derek. Favorite,
Yay!
yes. Favorite goofball with a heart of gold in Disney tips and opinions and solid dad jokes that I truly value, Doug. Favorite and
Congrats.
most knowledgeable travel agent with the loudest eye rolls heard on audio, Michelle. Favorite guest with the most fun, quirky personality and a love for Harry Potter I can relate to, Madison. Favorite episodes, the trip reports, and extra universal content. Biggest regret, taking this long to hear about the merch available on Redbubble. Your favorite part of this review, when it finally ends. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate the hard work and love for Disney you put into everything you do. I genuinely feel like all are part of my Disney family. Please don't quit your night jobs.
There you go. Wow, that was a good one. Thank you. That is now the record for the longest review we have ever gotten.
It has to
If
be.
you would like to surpass that, please go on to Apple Podcast and leave a really long review.
This is,
We're almost up to 600, so do it.
yeah, we're at what, 578 right now.
Yep.
We're creeping our way there. I hope we hit 600 before you define magical, a Rope Drop Radio trip in June. Come with us in June. It will be fun. All right.
Everyone, please
We
do.
did it. Let's move on, Derek.
Let's go. So today we are going to run down everything with the Disney dining plan, how it works. We're going to go through the parks. We're going to plan for 3 nights, 2 park days on this trip. So Doug, let's start with the basics. What is the Disney dining plan? The DDP, if you ever see that on any of the message
Yes, the
boards.
Disney dining plan is essentially a way for you to prepay your meals, and this allows it to be a little more all-inclusive. So we have the counter service dining plan and the regular dining plan, very creatively named. So that's it. It's basically prepaid meals. You get credits and you use them at restaurants, Derek.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I like it because then I don't have to worry about buying food. Like it's just already done. And you've already, whenever I get home from Disney during the pandemic, I have that credit card
Yeah.
statement looking
It's
at
already
me.
bad enough with lightning lanes.
The Disney dining plan, that took care of that freak out moment. So I'm glad it's back.
Yes.
So Doug, how much is it?
It's a great question, Derek. I'm glad you asked. So the counter service dining plan, which obviously is a little cheaper because it's counter service, right? Is $57.01 for adults and $23.83 for kids. So the regular dining plan, or as I like to call it incorrectly, the table service dining plan. Because if we're going to call one the counter service, why isn't the other one the table service, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the regular dining plan is $94.28 for adults and $26.69 for kids. Therefore, if you want to look at it a different way on the regular dining plan, a table service credit is worth $59 roughly. A counter service credit is worth $23 roughly, and then a snack credit is worth $6 roughly.
So basically, you just got to get meals that add up more than that, and you've already saved money.
Right.
So how many credits then do you get?
That's really an important part, right? So in our example we're going to do today is a 3-night, 4-day trip with 2 days in the parks. So what really matters is you look at how many nights you are going, and that's how many credits you are buying. So if you're there for 3 nights, you get 3 table. If this is all, we're just going to talk regular dining plan from here on out because it's just simpler. All right. Actually, it's more complicated, but it's simpler. That didn't make sense. All right. So you're going to get 1 for each day or night. Sorry, rather. You get 1 table service credit, 1 counter service credit, and 1 snack credit. You also get every person gets a refillable mug. So that you only
Hmm.
get once, but you can refill it your whole trip, the duration of your trip. So that's how many credits. So you're staying 3 nights, you're going to get 3 table service, 3 counter service, 3 snacks. Now, if you're doing the quick service meal plan, rather than getting a table service credit, you just get a second counter service or quick service. So you get 2 of those a day and 1 snack. But you still get that refillable mug, which, basically pays for itself in soda. Look at that. I
And
said
somehow we
soda.
still have a couple of those. It's soda, pop, Coke.
Pop. It's
You
pop.
can't get Mountain Dew
I
there.
was just trying
No,
not
I
to
call it soda.
offend.
Really? I call it soda.
We discussed this. You're not really a Midwesterner, Derek.
It happens.
So I call it soda so that people don't get offended and like think, oh, those weird Midwesterners on the show again. It's pop, guys. Just call it pop. It's definitely not called Coke, Georgia. I'm looking at you. Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
that's
someone
how
just turned
that
off our show.
right. I know that's how many credits you get when you buy it. So
So what do those credits get you?
all right, that's a great question. So basically, the snack credit gets you a snack credit. There's a little logo on the menu when you're looking at the big board of things, and if it has a little logo, you can get it with your snack credit. So stuff that roughly costs $6 and cheaper. They'll gladly give you cheaper things, right? And then you get an entree and a drink. That's what you get. There was times where you used to get an appetizer, you used to get dessert, and people said it's too much food. So rather than making it cheaper, they just took away some food over times. But here's what that drink I mentioned can be, Derek. Alcoholic. Or if you're not 21 or you don't want to partake, places that have shakes and smoothies, that sort of stuff, you can get those premium drinks. So your drink is not just like a bottle of water or a Coke. It can be alcoholic, and that's really important when you're looking at the finances. If you're going to have an adult beverage, the dining plan really can pay dividends, and we will get into that for sure.
Sounds good. So when can I start using it and when does it end?
That's a great question because 3 nights, right? So you have like your arrival day, your departure day. You can start using it once you've checked in, whether online
Hmm.
or in person. So if you arrive at noon, you check in, you can use it right away. You start using credits, and then it's through midnight the day you depart. So 3 nights, 4 days. Basically, you have the whole 4 days to use your 3 days worth of meals. Yeah, that's it. It's simple, right?
Yep, it is. I think you nailed it.
And
So
if you don't use a credit in that time, you do lose it. Don't
you'll
lose
see
it.
people going to counter service and getting like any kind of airplane type snacks just right there at the
Yeah, it's
end.
really weird.
Cracks me up every. Yep. Oh, I've done it. I've had to grab it was like some yeah, just some chips and
That
things that
was
like bad use of a snack
way
credit.
back, early.
Oh, I know. First one. I failed the first time, but I got it down
Oh,
all the rest of
you
the
you
trips.
crushed it the last few times. Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah, especially some of the
So
character dining stuff you can do. Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
I think it's time. I think we've understood the basics, right? We said the
Yes.
price. We said how you use it. Also, the app keeps track of it. You go into my plans. You go into the resort. You can find where it tells you how many credits you have, how many you've used. It also tells you on the receipts, so you can make sure the right credits come off. Also, now if there is a kid is 9 and under, right? You saw the very different price. If there's a kids menu, they have to order off the kids menu. There's no
Yep.
ifs, ands, or buts about that. They have to order off that kids menu when using the dining plan. So, Derek, we're going to
All
go
right.
through a trip scenario to see
Sounds
if
good.
you can master the dining plan or how you would just like to use it. It's not always about mastering it, but remember you prepaid it, you got that going. So, you arrive midday. What are you doing with your credits on arrival day, Derek?
I'm gonna do quick service, and we're gonna go to the. I took Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. I want to see Happily Ever After, so we're gonna go there, and we're gonna go to Columbia Harbor House. It's one of the better quick service dining options at the Magic Kingdom. The lobster roll is $17, one of the more expensive quick service meals you can get. You can also get a slushy for $6. So can't get an alcoholic drink at the Magic Kingdom. At some restaurants you can, but not at the quick services. And so that's where I'm going for at least the adults. The kids can get, in fact, what's funny about all the kid meals at Magic Kingdom, they are pretty all equally priced.
Hmm.
So my kids are going to do either the shrimp or the chicken, both $7.50. So um, there you go. We're sticking pretty simple with Columbia Harbor House on the way in.
All right. So if you're keeping track of credits, Derek is 3 table service credits left and 3 snack credits and 2
Two.
counter
Yep.
service. All right.
Yep.
So are you getting a snack that night or saving them for the next day?
Saving them. Yep. Always saving them because we always like to save one there at the very end too for a quick breakfast on the way out as well. So
All right.
never bad to have that one back pocket snack credit.
So your next morning, what are you doing? What park are you going to?
We are going to Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
And we are going to start with that snack credit because I do believe Starbucks is a great use of a snack credit. You can spend $7, $8 on a venti, cafe latte, Omega, Starbucks blaster drink. They all around that $7 and $8 range. People love their caffeine. It is never a bad use of a snack credit to go to
No,
Starbucks.
no, it is not. And then what are we doing? What's for lunch?
Well, for lunch, we are going to Satuli's Canteen. So we're going to spend all day in Animal Kingdom. And Santuli's Canteen, it's not the most, it's by just pennies because I had to go with the better meal. The combination plate is 17.49, and that is just Doug and I, our favorite.
What's on the combination plate?
Oh, steak and chicken. And then you get to
Oh,
pick the steak, chicken.
yeah.
Sorry, I apologize. Our listeners are
Yeah,
like, we're
you
not
need to
Derek and Doug who go that every
explain
time. I've sorry. So
Satuli's.
Satuli's is the greatest counter service on the planet. We go there every time. So yeah, pick steak, chicken. You have your potato, noodles, and sauces. It's like Chipotle in the parks, but
And
it's
space.
magical. I really cannot say enough good things about this place. And the kids can get chicken or cheeseburger pods, $8, roughly 8.79 actually. And you know what? It's in Pandora. It's going to be a good meal, and it'll fill you up. Also, what I love about this, Doug, I didn't look at every restaurant. You know, Restaurantosaurus or not restaurant, Pizzafari
Yeah.
could have a $40 pizza
It's
that's
not
on
worth it.
the not worth it. Not
No,
nope, not even worth it. Didn't
no,
even look
don't
at
look.
it. So Satuli's, it's the best. So that's where I went to. So that's where we're going.
What about the adult beverage options? They have a bunch, I believe.
They do. And there is I can't pronounce it, but it's basically a splash margarita for $14, but some Pandora thing that you can get. And I think I've had it there before. It's really
So is it
good.
the most expensive drink on the menu or
It
just the
is.
one
I
you would want?
so whenever well, usually when it comes to the drink, I always go with the most expensive drink on the
It's got to
menu.
be the best.
It's got to be. Well, it's
And
at least the
it's
most
paid
expensive.
for. I mean, if you're the type of person that would normally shy away from the most expensive, like when you're on a dining plan, it's kind of freeing. Like,
Yep.
I can get that. I don't have to worry. So, all right,
Yes.
what's for dinner? Rainforest
Oh, did
Cafe?
well we got yeah. What's funny is there's only 3 sit down restaurants at
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom that work.
I thought maybe
But
you'd
no.
leave the park and go like somewhere
No,
else.
no, no,
No.
no. I My wife loves Tusker House,
Mm-hmm.
and it took me a minute. So, but I like looking at the prices because I'm on the dining plan.
Yeah.
Tusker House is $62 for an adult, $40 for a kid. But there's a lot of food, and it is a great use of a dining credit. Is one dining credit, you're going to get full. It is a bummer that you are missing the characters, but you're going to eat well off in there and it's going to pay for itself. And then don't forget the drink. You have the sunset margarita, which is really good. It's $17. The kids can get a pomegranate lemonade for 6.50, and it just all in all, you are going to just this meal alone almost pays for the dining
So, how
plan.
much was the kids' meal at Tusker House again?
$40.
$40. So, the price for the dining plan for a kid is $26.69.
Yeah.
I mean, it the math for an adult gets tricky, but if you have a couple kids under 9, it's almost stupid not to do the dining plan. So just
Yes.
one character meal a day, you have doubled the price basically,
I
especially when you
almost
add that
chose this
drink.
for a character meal, by the way. So I looked at the character meal
Oh,
prices.
yeah?
Yeah, they're
Is it
like
higher?
15, $20 left. No, it's actually a little
Oh,
less at
because it's
Tusker House.
breakfast. Yes, that's one
Yes,
thing in
breakfast
general.
only.
Don't use your credits for breakfast breakfast is cheaper. So don't you eat dinner, eat lunch at the those type of meals. Yeah. Awesome use of a credit, Derek. So you're like way ahead on your Animal Kingdom day. So you use a snack in the morning for like
Yep.
a venti something something something, 2 pumps of
Hmm.
hazelnut. So
Yes.
what's the next day look like?
Well, we got to get up and then we're going to Magic Kingdom. And
Okay.
so, yeah, Magic Kingdom's another one. It was hard because I have two counter services that I wanted to do in Magic. For breakfast, I actually did do the Starbucks thing again. I just think that's a great use of it.
Hmm.
On the final day, I do have a different
And Joe from Back
breakfast.
to the Mouse appreciates that.
I mean, yes, the kids, once you're ahead, if the kids want the Mickey popcorn and
So
Mickey pretzel
yeah,
for a
and
snack,
on this
absolutely get that.
day, just to recap, you now have one counter service credit
Yep,
left, and you have two table service credits left, and you have this whole day, the night, and then a morning before you fly home,
correct.
not
Yes.
on Redway.
Yes. No. RIP. So, yeah, that's our quick breakfast. You usually don't eat big breakfasts anyway. So, we're going to a lunch and we're going to do a counter service. And this one was a little tricky because I debated between Casey's and Pecos Bills, and that made it
Oof,
really easy
that's not a
because
debate.
the fajitas at Pecos.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize how expensive some of those hot dogs
it's
were because I don't eat
crazy.
hot dogs. I was shocked. I'm like, if you want to, I mean, yeah, the best use of the credit, if you want to get one of those barbecue hot dogs,
But
great. But
I
no, I'm
don't.
going to go to Pecos
The
Bills.
volume of food at
I
Casey's is
will
not good
say,
though.
like, I will waste 50 cents. Yes. So the fajita meal at Pecos Bills, 15.49. You get the orange drink with it, which is 5 and a quarter. And right there, that's $21 for an adult. Uh, and,
Yeah,
and to me, that's just perfect
that's
for
right
what
in the
you're trying to
ballpark of
get.
where you need to be to make it check out. So, and then what's the kids rating in at?
The kids is they got the cheeseburger for
Hmm.
8.49. You can also get the orange drink or a pop, basically $5. So the kids are coming in 13.49 roughly. So
Yeah.
almost $14 there.
So
So
just
still
$10
well
left
above.
to hit the right. You only paid, the $26 to buy the dining plan for the kids, and you're already at 13 something. So,
We're
and that's
already
not,
there.
yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So what's next? A snack, a dinner? What are we doing?
Well, we're doing dinner because
Okay.
if we're going to be on the dining plan, we're going to do another buffet dinner. And that night, we're going to go to Crystal Palace. We're going to stay
Ooh.
in the park. And Crystal Palace is one of my son's favorite places to eat. It is $61 for adult.
Oof.
The kid price is once again $40. But the alcoholic beverage is a mimosa. And this is
Oh,
the best mimosa I have ever had, ever.
really?
And I still have dreams of this mimosa. It's 14.50. Get it. Like I'm tempted just to go and can I get a mimosa and drink it with Winnie the Pooh real quick? If they had that option, I would do it. And then yes, you can get a specialty drink for the kids that's $8 there as well. So once again, Crystal Palace, those buffets, really great use of a dining plan. And sometimes I get people don't want to eat at a buffet, but if you're on the dining plan, why not splurge a little bit?
Yeah, and just with your lunch and dinner, you're knocking on the door of the value
Hmm.
of it without the alcoholic beverage. The alcoholic beverage just puts you way past the mark. And that's not counting in refillable mug or a snack for the day at that point.
Hmm.
Although
Yep.
you did the snack at Starbucks, right? So you have
Correct.
now used two snacks. So we're down to one table service left, Derek, and one
Yep. And
snack
that's on
left.
our
Where are we
Yep.
going?
'Cause that's the day we fly out?
Yeah, you're leaving. You're getting on that
Yep, we're
Redway
leaving.
flight
Okay, I got
home.
everything in my I am. So good thing it's a later flight. So,
It's a
I'm gonna have fun
fictional
since we're
trip. That's why you can take
It
Redway.
is, yes. Yes, there we go. I'm actually having fun with this one
Mhm.
because we're
Okay.
already ahead. I have my kids with me, and we're gonna go do a character breakfast. So we're gonna go to Ohana
Nice.
and do a character breakfast. And I actually apologize. I wrote down the adult prices. It was 60 for the dinner when I meant to look up
Oh,
breakfast, but I know it's like 40 30. I'm gonna have to look that back up because I know Ohana uh, evening is $62 still.
yeah.
Anyway, once you get bonus, I love finishing my trip on the dining plan with a character meal. Yes, could I get some more money bang for my buck? But
If you
what a
did a
better way
dinner,
to
right?
leave?
That's the only way, but
Yes.
If the only way you could have done that would be dinner on your arrival day instead of
Yes.
breakfast on your departure, but you're still
Mhm.
in the clear, especially with the alcoholic beverage thing. So, Ohana is a
Yep, and
nice
that's
breakfast, though.
oh, absolutely, and why not get a Lapu Lapu while you're there? I'm just saying. The Lapu Lapu is
Not
$20
that would
and the
not.
back
Can
scratcher
you
is
get that with your
$15.
breakfast?
I don't know. It depends on what time you go.
I
You
think
go
it
there
depends on the
late, like
server.
that too depends on what
Yeah,
you
how
go for
late
a
your
late breakfast
breakfast?
and I'm just saying, and you get on the
Yeah.
airplane. But I did look up those prices because I know one of our listeners is wondering how much is a back scratcher. It's $15. And if you are there at the same time we are in
Mhm.
June, you might get one bought for you.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a back scratcher meetup, and we got a Star Wars meetup. Those are gonna happen.
Yes.
Probably a Pizza Rizzo's dance party meetup, where Derek will dance. So,
Yeah, I will, but I
n-
might not eat the pizza. Who knows?
not the best use of a dining plan credit at Pizza
It's not.
Rizzo's.
So you might notice I didn't say that last snack credit yet. I love just personally having a family with kids having a backup snack credit. Now, I know for me personally, one of those credits will be used at Gaston's. That cinnamon roll will be eaten when I'm in the Magic Kingdom
Hey,
sometime.
free icing on us.
Icing, yes, absolutely. But then once you're in that bonus, I love having snack credits for the kids. What do you want? Do you want a Mickey dipped ice cream cone? Yeah, they're like $5. You want the popcorn? You want the pretzel? I love saving a snack credit. I once had to burn one at a Dasani bottle of water. It's too expensive, worst waste of a snack credit. But I do love having those right there to be able to surprise the kids with something fun. And I think we always use it, usually on a Mickey bar on the way out of the park.
Nice. So you did it. You used all your credits.
Yep.
Did you add up what everything cost for that whole trip?
So it comes out to be roughly, because my math sucks, $298, give or take like $10. I definitely think it's more. Um, but
For the
yeah,
adult.
for the adult.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the kid, we obvious showed
Wow.
that like one meal,
You
you can
can
dominate
double.
the kid.
Yeah.
Yes. But the alcohol helps so much, by the way.
Right. So for the adult, the 294, so it cost 282 for the dining plan for 3 nights. Also, those calculations do not include the refillable mug. I don't like to include that because a lot of people wouldn't have bought it. But every
Yeah.
time you use it, $5, right, Derek?
Yeah. $5. I mean, that's how much pop costs in the theme park. So you fill it up 4 or 5 times, get some Powerade to rehydrate. That's just free money, and it's a souvenir that we still
Right.
have in our pantry.
But one thing to remember, the refillable mug you can only use at the resorts. And if you just
Correct.
wanted to buy a refillable mug, it's $21.99. So
Yes.
you can look at it as
Yeah, it's a good
$5 a use or $22.
it's a good
Either way.
point.
All right. Is
I
it
like that. So yeah, you know what? You end up on top, and it makes here's what I love about the Disney dining plan. You're going to try foods you might not normally go. You look, what's the most expensive thing? What's something new and unique I've never tried? I haven't had Ohana. Let's go there. So that is what makes the dining plan, in my mind, the most value.
yeah. There's a lot of great reasons. Um
Yep.
all right. Is it my turn?
It's your turn, Doug. So we're flying in.
Yes.
Day one, you get in late afternoon. Where are you going?
All right, checked in the hotel, unpack, stretch a little. We're going to get in an Uber and go over to Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary because
Oh, I did
why
not see
not?
this one coming.
Why
Okay.
not? Why not go? And the kids, like, say you're there with little kids, they're excited. You're at Disney World. Go meet the characters right away. Get that itch
Oh, so
scratched.
you meet him right away. I meet him on the way out of town.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing this backwards, which is good. Lots of
It
examples.
happens.
There's
Yeah.
no wrong way to Disney dining plan. Well, there is a wrong way, but we yours is great, mine's great. It's all great. So an adult at Chef Mickey's is $66. A kid is 41. There's alcohol here. So also with the buffets, soda is included. So like I am a Diet Coke drinker or Coke Zero, whatever they have. So I am happy as a clam to drink that. But if I'm on the dining plan, I'm gonna get the rum swizzle because when I get a rum swizzle, I think I'm in a Caribbean island. And I think I'm on a cruise excursion. So rum swizzle, it would be for me, that's $15. And then a Minnie Mouse smoothie, there's also a Mickey one, but the mini one doesn't have mango in it. So the Minnie Mouse smoothie for the kid it would be $7.28. So you're spending close to $50 on a kid, and you're spending close 81 on the adult. So right there, you only have to get to $90 to make it the break even, and that's one meal. Haven't even so one table service down on arrival day. um, I'm doing my snacks a little differently than Derek. So Derek actually purposely had snacks where he got breakfast. 90% of my snacks will be Mickey bars or Mickey ice cream sandwiches, and they will be used sporadically. And those run $6.29. So they're not on any particular day. Just remember that for the grand
You're not
total.
getting at least one cinnamon roll. We're together
No,
maybe.
I don't
Okay,
know. We'll
just had to
see.
throw it out
I
there.
don't know.
Tried it.
Maybe I just buy
Okay.
that out of pocket. I don't know. I like my snacks. But the Mickey bar or the Mickey ice cream sandwich, the cookies and cream one, yeah, they're both $6.29, same price. So it makes the decision as to which to get even harder. But they're both wonderful because they're Mickey shaped. So just know I'm sporadically getting those. Most likely that's what I'm using a snack credit on out of laziness, and I didn't want to do more math. That and Dole Whip
Oh,
is
okay,
not
that
on the
makes
dining
sense.
plan.
Which I still have you ever I don't understand.
It's because they'd
Doesn't make
run
sense.
out, I think. I think that would be the problem.
Okay.
Because I would be getting a Dole Whip float with my credit every time I could. All right. So there's my arrival date, Eric. Chef Mickey's.
There you go. Sounds good. So you sleep at the Contemporary? No, you're probably staying at Bay Lake Tower. So
Wow.
where are you headed to the next day?
Well, the next day, we're going to Epcot. Now we would order from Amazon Fresh or Prime or whatever they call it these days some breakfast. I get my mini donuts and my Diet Mountain Dew. We do spend a little money on that. That frees up the snack credits for Mickey bars, right? Um, so we go to Epcot, and I like, well, as a family, we like to see Voices of Liberty fairly early on in the day before the crowds make it to the back of the park. And then we hit the front of the park later. Like we kind of like do a couple things in the front of the park, and then we head to the back of World Showcase. And there's two restaurants I really would debate in Epcot for lunch. And that is Connections Eatery up in the front of the park near Guardians of the Galaxy Spaceship Earth, right? But since we're going back to watch Voices of Liberty, Regal Eagle Smokehouse it is for some barbecue, Derek. And
Yeah.
I am taking the approach of not getting the most expensive thing on the menu. I'm going to get the thing Doug wants to get. Okay? So I'm getting the brisket sandwich, which I believe is like $1 or $2 less than the most expensive thing, and it is $14.29. And if I get a Diet Coke, it is $4.49. But if I feel like having the Tennessee lemonade, it is $16. And to be honest, I'm in Epcot, so I'm most likely getting the Tennessee lemonade. So
Oh, that's such a good
it's a good
drink,
one.
by the way. It's so good, guys.
My counter service at Regal Eagle with the Tennessee lemonade comes out to $30.49.
Woo,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah. If I just go with a pop, it's $18.74. So I will be showing the difference between alcohol, non-alcohol, because I am not a big alcohol drinker, but I will randomly have drinks. And definitely in Disney World. The kids, because my kids love yellow food, there are now chicken strips on the Regal Eagle menu. It only took
They
a few
listened to the
years.
podcast. We complained for so long.
You know how many complaints there was that like everything is barbecue on this kid's menu? Like, well, yeah. They added a burger. Now they've added chicken strips. Chicken strips are $8.49. Comes with a drink. It's already included there. So it's just straightforward kids meal. All right, dinner. It's Epcot, Derek. I have a few choices, don't I?
You do a few. You have a lot. In fact, this is where I didn't know where you'd go because I was like, I know where I would pick.
We'll talk in the after show about the
I
most
know that's the
obvious,
after show. I'm curious.
most
Yes.
expensive. If I want to crush the dining plan financially, that one
Okay.
will be in the
Yes.
after show. And then there's a second one that's that. But I went with like maybe the next tier down. So it's going to be a little more like the cost around. You could order a la carte and actually get more expensive than this. But I'm doing beer garden. Right? It's just dinner and a show, no characters, buffet, but it doesn't have that character price tag drops the price by about $12-15. So beer garden is $49 for adults. So we were seeing those $60 price tags earlier. Beer garden's only 49. You're like, Doug, you're losing. What are you doing? Well, I like it. And my wife wasn't in on this decision and she does not like it. So I'm going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only time Michelle ever goes there is when it's to get like a candlelight processional ticket, and it's the only thing available. So, a drink is beer, beer, and more beer, and then there's a whole bunch of
Yes.
wines. They all basically cost $16.75.
In their big glasses.
I kind of worry about what's the difference between all the beers if they're the exact same price, but there you go. Um, so an adult with the drink comes out to $65.75. Without the drink, it's just the straight 49 because pop is included. Kids at Beer Garden come in at $27, so already over what you
Already
need to
there.
spend the day.
Yep.
So that $8.49 chicken strip is just on the house, basically. Did not crush it as much as I did it at Chef Mickey's, but I'm just showing like you don't have to do character meals to succeed here. So Beer Garden, that was my choice. There you go. There's my lunch and my dinner at Epcot. There was a lot of choices, and I wanted some music, Derek. That's what I
Okay.
made
I was intrigued.
dinner and a show.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
yeah. You didn't see that one coming at all, did you?
It was on the notes when you texted me, and I thought, huh, that was interesting.
Oh,
You already ruined that
I
one. So
ruined that one.
yeah, I know.
Nuts.
Yep.
Okay.
But here we go. So so you're done for the day.
Yeah. So
And
I've
there's go.
used 2 of my table service, 1 of my counter service, and my snacks are arbitrary. So
Yes. So all right. Well, we're moving on. You sleep. Moving on to your Hollywood Studios day. What are we doing for the day?
well, I probably start my day by refilling my refillable mug
Okay.
a couple times. But, after that, I'm going to eat my little donuts that I got from Amazon. And then we're going to head over to Hollywood Studios. Because why wouldn't we head to Hollywood Studios? And we're going to have some lunch, Derek. We're going to have some lunch. All right. We are going to Docking Bay 7.
Yes. Okay,
So
you chose correctly. Especially with the dining plan. This is the one.
this more than makes up for my decision yesterday with an Epcot dinner by not worrying about every penny, maximizing it. Even my
Mhm.
lunch, I didn't get the most expensive thing on the menu because Docking Bay 7 is the most expensive counter service. You don't even have to get the most expensive thing. And like, I think their second entree is still the second most expensive entree at a counter service. So
Yep.
I love ABC Commissary, but on the dining plan, I'm probably gonna go to Docking Bay 7 because it's just silly not to. It's really good food, but like if I'm paying out of pocket, I don't feel it's worth it. Does that make sense, Derek?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've only paid out of pocket there maybe once or twice, but if I'm
Right.
on the dining plan, it is a must do.
So this sounds ridiculous here, but that Batuian beef, which is
So
roast,
good.
it just
So good.
melts in your
It
mouth.
is.
I don't even know what's all on it, but it's good.
Mhm.
18.99. So you got
Goes up a
$19
dollar
for your
every year.
entree, right? So you add a pop there, and it's 5.29. Also, where they don't have refillable fountain stations, make sure you ask for a large on the dining plan. And where they do have refillable, there are no sizes to their cups. They're all the same size. So like at the Steak Smokehouse or in Epcot, there's refillable drink stations. So there's one size of drink. But where they don't have those, like at Docking Bay, and actually most restaurants don't have them at Disney World, you get a regular or a large. Ask for the large. Unless they change that between now and when you listen to it, sorry, the dining plan doesn't give you larges anymore. But you can always ask; they'll tell you what you can and can't get. But get the large if you can. So that's 5.29. Now the rum drink there, I don't remember the name of it because who remembers this? There's a margarita, there's a rum
Yep.
drink. The rum drink is really good. Doug loves it.
It is. I do. I've had a
Derek's
lot.
seen me
Yep.
drink it. It
Mhm.
is $17.
It
So
is. You know what's funny is that there's very little alcohol in that drink. I'm gonna be
none.
honest. I've
That's
I've
why
had a
Doug can
couple.
drink
There's
it.
almost none. Like I drank the whole thing and I was like, I feel nothing. I feel refreshed. It's
Right.
like
It
Gatorade.
was. It was. It, I It does it have Powerade in it maybe? I
It
think it
does have
might. I
Powerade in
think
it.
it's
Yes,
Powerade
yes, it does.
basically with like, and we're gonna throw some rum off our fingertips at the drink.
Into the
Like
drink.
they dip their
Yes.
fingertips and they like spritz it. I think that's it is very refreshing. But for $17, there's not enough rum in it. So, but you're on the dining plan, so it works out. So the adult counter service here comes in at $35.99.
Yes.
If
Nailed it
you're
there.
if you're not a drinker, the rum drink at Docking Bay 7 is for you. Like it is fantastic. If you're just gonna have a pop, you still come at 24.28, which is well above what you need to break even. And then the kids can get the tip yip, which is chicken nuggets cut in
Chicken.
squares. It's 10.49, so it's a good $2 more expensive than every other kids meal on property, basically. Um, and I think there's a fancy lemonade or something you can even add to that. I didn't even bother because the kids is so easy to break even. Like you have to like accidentally order food.
Once you get the one buffet, I was like, "I don't even need to
You're
work hard
done.
on this anymore." Yep.
Right. The kids, so I didn't even bother writing down the drink for the kids. If they want it, they
Yep.
want it. If they're good with the water or the chocolate milk
Ev
that comes with it,
Everyone's got
I want
that
them
specialty,
happy.
like, little character $5 drink.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not going to force the weird lemonade on them just to break even. I want my kids happy. And I think that's important to remember. Don't make them get a weird drink just because they can. All right. Okay. Enough of my rambling there. That's my lunch. Docking Bay
There you go.
7.
Alright. Well, you're full, but you still got time to eat because you got dinner. What are you doing at Hollywood Studios?
Well, one thing I noticed I didn't do was get like a Ronto wrap or something like that. That's a horrible use of they'll you can get a Ronto wrap and a drink, and that's your whole counter service credit. Just poof. Yeah, that's losing. Don't do that, no matter how much you love it. All right. So you asked about my table service. I have 2 table service left. That's it. So I'm gonna go to Hollywood and Vine. We're gonna meet Mickey, Minnie, and gang at Hollywood and Vine for dinner. Adults, $63. Yeah, solid use there.
That's a good one.
There is a Long Island iced tea, which I will say is pretty tasty. It's $17. So, I mean,
That meal alone
$80.
is almost like
It
a fourth
90
of the way, half, third of the way. Yeah.
$93 a day for an adult dining plan, and you just spent
Yep.
80.
Yes.
$80. So you only
Right
needed
there.
to spend $13 on your snack and your counter service to break even if you eat at Hollywood and Vine. And it's not the best food. I think we know that, but it's got good food and it is quite tasty. We were there for Thanksgiving. I enjoyed it. The kids meal there is $40, so once again doubling up on what you paid. And I'm pretty sure there's a fancy drink with a glowing something something. I don't know. Actually, you can't get the glowing souvenir cups with the dining plan. Another thing to be aware of. When they walk around with a light up ice cube, not included. So there you go. That's my Hollywood Studios day, and I I crushed it, Derek.
You did.
Like
You did.
I don't think you can do better in a day
No,
in a
well,
park than
Docking Bay
that.
alone will help you out.
Oh,
So there you go.
absolutely.
So you've already paid the dining plan off by now, but you still have a little bit left because you got to fly out.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing the final day?
Well, I have my table service credit left. No, I have my counter service.
You have only counter service. Yep.
Jeez, I don't want to eat a ton of food before I go get on an airplane, and so I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna head to Everything Pop because I'm staying at Pop Century by now.
No, I thought it was contemporary is what I said
That's where
earlier,
I
but okay,
started.
fine.
Now I'm over
Oh,
where I can use the
all right.
Skyliner. I Ubered. Remember there was a something like
Okay,
that.
there you go.
Yeah. So I'm at Everything Pop. You know, not the most expensive breakfast. There was other breakfasts at other resorts that are way more. And by way more, I mean $1 or two. But I'm gonna get the waffle bounty. It's basically a waffle, eggs, bacon, sausage. You know, the general, a bit of everything meal for $12.79, and then the kids meal for a Mickey waffle is $7.59. I'm gonna throw a pop in there because I don't drink coffee, so I'm gonna drink a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero to get me going, and that brings the adult meal up to 17.28. So, yeah, that's That's where I'm at. So
That's good use. Yeah, you
I
got it.
use it. I'm gonna add it all up here. All right. So the adult total with alcohol came out to $313.31. That means by doing the dining plan and getting exactly what I got, which was not the most expensive restaurant in Epcot, not the most expensive things off the menu, my counter service options, other than Docking Bay, because that's honestly what I would pick. I picked what I wanted to eat. All right. And Docking Bay just happens to be a $19 roast. Who wouldn't pick that?
No,
So
absolutely.
I saved $30.47. That calculation does not include my 3 snacks, which comes in at roughly $18, or my refillable mug, which I would have refilled every night if I have it. But the thing about the refillable mug is I've never gotten one when I'm not on the dining plan, but I have bought a pop or two in the resort. So there you go.
There you go.
So if I did 0 alcohol, right? None.
I didn't even think about that.
I know most people want it, but I don't drink necessarily, but I do at Disney a little bit, right? So if I did 0 alcohol,
And if
not
you come with us in June, we will do a monorail bar
my
crawl.
liver will wonder
PSA.
what's happened. All right. So no alcohol at all. I only come up to $238.30. Now, once again, I ate at Beer Garden instead of Garden Grill, right? There's a $40 swing. But so I lost $44.54 on the dining plan. Before you think about the 18 for the snacks, the 21 for the mug, and also I don't think I would go the whole time with no alcohol. Like I probably would have gotten that lemonade at the smokehouse for sure, and probably would have gotten the Long Island iced tea at Hollywood and Vine. And to be honest, probably would have gotten the alcohol at um the Docking Bay 7. So there's 3 drinks all worth $15 to $17. I'm back in the positive if I and then I would have gotten pop with the other 3 meals. So I would have gotten half the time. Definitely in the positive you do it half the time. On the kids side, it was like with and this is with um Beer Garden, which is not a great use. It's just a good use. I saved $61 on the kids side, not counting Mickey bars and mug. So the Mickey bars are worth $18 again. So saving almost $80 on the kids side without really even trying, which is a pretty good savings. So even with no alcohol, when you factor in a kid and an adult, you're still saving money.
Sounds good. There you go. We've crushed it all
We
the
did.
parks.
One other thing about the dining plan, tips are not included. Should probably
So,
say that.
yes.
Yeah.
Probably should have said at the beginning of that. But
Tips. Yeah.
yes,
Just go
make
back,
sure to
edit
tip
that
your
in,
waiter
Derek.
and waitress. Nope,
Yeah.
it's at the end now. So yeah, tip your staff. They do an amazing job. We love the cast members. So there you go. I know, Doug, you and I are thinking about getting the dining plan for
Yes.
our trip in June and trying to do a whole show on how we crush it together. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And
Lots of eating we'll
please
have.
join us. Please join. Even if you don't get the dining plan and you're there in June, come watch us eat at some of
Yeah.
these places or come have a drinks with us. So if you would like to book a trip to Walt Disney World to try the dining plan or to come hang out with us in June or Disney Cruise or anything you want to do, contact Touring and Cruises. They will help you get that trip booked and everything planned out and take care of you. They are amazing travel agents and we love working with them and hope to see some of them on the trip as well. If you're debating, you should come
Yes.
and be sure to follow us at social media at Rope Drop Radio and all the things. We'll be asking questions this week about the dining plan. What is your favorite use of it? What's your favorite snack credit? What did Doug and I just get wrong?
Oh,
Because I know we got something wrong on
someone's
this
like
week's
Beer
show.
Garden? You
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah, and someone said that I said that. So there you go. So please leave a review for the show because we're getting close to 600. We'd love to hit that up and do some sort of giveaway. But we need to get to the Patreon show where we're going to go more in depth. I have 7 pages of notes here. We didn't even get to everything. So we're going to go in depth more on the dining plan on the Patreon show. So if you want to hear that, go into the show notes and click that. And thank you to all of our Patreons for supporting Rope Drop Radio. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.